Hi everybody, it's Nick, and I hope you're keeping well and safe in these very, very challenging times. I just really wanted to talk about, I guess, the way we feel and the way we're dealing with it. So I know myself over the last 2 or 3 days, it's been incredibly challenging, particularly because one of the schools for two of my children closed on Wednesday. So, homeschooling has started. A lot of the things that I would normally do in order to be able to keep myself balanced, keep my mental state healthy, keep my energy levels up, have been cancelled. And it's this transitional phase of, leaving behind the world as I knew it into this unknown, and also trying to manage a lot of the fear and panic that is around. It is there, and it is not easy, and I think we all feel it at times. And I guess what I wanted to say is, I've become acutely aware of some circumstances where I don't think I've reacted and responded in a particularly compassionate and loving way, and that's not because of the other people or the circumstances. It's actually because of where I am as a person. It's because I'm very in a very uncomfortable position where I'm feeling very out of control. Things feel very chaotic, and I'm searching to try and implement some structure, which is always my lifeline. So in periods of great chaos and uncertainty, I always look for some kind of a structure. It's a natural thing I do, and that has some great benefits, particularly in terms of the job I do. But in times like this, it can also be a bit of a weakness, and I'm aware of that. And I also know that there's been times when and there's been instances where I've seen people, both directly with me and with others, act in a very negative and not very nice way. And I have to remind myself, it's not because people are bad. It's not because people are actually, there's no premeditation or maliciousness. I think there is fear is driving a lot of actions, and there's a great deal of anxiety around. And I think the real challenge is being able to recognise that and allow it to be. So it is, these are difficult times. It's okay to I think it's okay to say, I am feeling anxious, I am feeling stressed, and to be able to reach out and talk to somebody about it and be honest about feeling like that. Because simply saying to ourselves, it'll be okay, you've got to keep calm, you've got to do this, you've got to be positive, you've got to see the positives in this, you've got to, keep things in context, don't mind the panic. All of that is really true. But we're human beings and we feel these things. And it is important to let our feelings flow. And sometimes we do need to sit in this discomfort. And I actually think one of the most helpful things that I guess, giving myself permission to do is to be honest with myself when I'm really struggling and when I'm feeling particularly fragile and vulnerable, given everything that's going on. And to actually just be honest about that, and to just share that with, my nearest and dearest and my friends, albeit a lot of that is virtual. But it's just to share it, because by sharing it and by being honest with myself and by recognizing it and allowing it to be, it kind of allows it to flow, and it allows me to see it for what it is. And then I can return to a place of love and compassion. And I think that's an important thing that we need to be able to do, is we need to be able to return and to be able to center ourselves and return to that place of love and compassion. But it is challenging, and I guess the key point is to say, give yourselves a break. Sometimes I think we are going to feel wobbly and fragile, and it's really important, if you can, albeit virtually, is just to reach out. Don't be ashamed of saying that. Don't try and hide it. We're not all going to be okay all of the time. And that's part of what being here for each other is for one of us to prop the other one up when those shaky and fragile times come, which I know they are for me. I'm sure they are for others. And it does help me to return to a place of compassion and love. And I'm actually just about to send a couple of emails actually to people where I've responded probably a little bit. I've responded from a place of fear and panic, and therefore I am not comfortable with the energy that I've given out with that. And I think that everybody is doing the very best they can given the very difficult circumstances we find ourselves in. And yeah, we need to give ourselves a break, and we need to give each other a break. And I'm sending everybody lots of love. We absolutely can do this. I'm looking to see it just disheveled like this because we've just been out. We've set a routine at home. One of the big parts of our routine as a family is doing a lot of exercise and getting out in the fresh air. We have 4 dogs. We've just got back from a very windy but gorgeous walk. My children have all gone out now to do their mad hour on the trampoline. I'm doing this, and then actually I'm going to meditate for half an hour. And then, I'll take the next best step. So lots of love. Take care. Bye.